back to #SheIsIPA and Policing TV. We are today speaking with Solveig from the Swedish police, who is on a UN mission in South Sudan in Africa. So Solveig, this UN mission, how did you end up in South Sudan?
Yes. So during my time of application, it worked out that I showed interest to the Swedish NOAA. It's the people in charge of sending people abroad to different missions, both EU or UN or other missions. And then they look at your CV, they will call you, they will have an interview, and after that they will offer you a position in a mission that they find you suitable for. That has changed now, so NOAA actually allows people to apply for the missions that they are interested in. And since that has changed during my time here, I don't know much about that, more than that you can actually apply for missions that you are interested in. In my case, they offered me to go to South Sudan, and that has a bit to do with me being in Africa working as a paramedic before. So I at least knew Africa a bit since before.
A bit, yes. So you've been in Africa in another kind of profession?
Yes.
Yes. And what kind of thing did you do at the time?
I was here as a paramedic. So if you look at it in Sweden, it would be working in the ambulance. I was doing that in the southern parts of Africa, South Africa, Mozambique, Swaziland, and so on.
Yeah. And the difference between the southern parts of Africa compared to where you are today, is there something that you can see is different?
Of course, we are in a post-conflict country now, where challenges are more and people are suffering much more. We cannot forget that South Africa is one of the richest, most developed countries in Africa. So the differences are huge. But we are all people, and people are the same, no matter where. They just have more or less things.
Yeah. Yes. So you did an application, family behind you, as you told me before, and you got an offer to go to South Sudan. So how did they prepare you for what would come? Because South Sudan is very different compared to Sweden.
Yes. In Sweden, of course, we are being prepared during training from NOAA. We are also offered or required to go in a HEAT course. HEAT stands for Hostile Environmental Awareness Training. So a training where we are trained to actually cope with any kind of situation that might occur when you are in a post-conflict country. We also get an education in a course named EPOC, International Police Officers Course. And then our mission desks officer are always there and available for us with any questions that we might have. And we also get contacts to colleagues that are already in the country that can give us some advice on what to bring, on how it is. But of course, you can never be enough prepared, so it's quite a shock when you arrive here.
Well, it's not only that it's a different landscape, it's a different weather. And as you say, it's a country with conflicts and also that there is a goal with the mission. So what's the goal with the mission in South Sudan, if you would like to put your words onto it?
Yes, and of course the easiest would be to just say what's in the mandate. But for us it is. We as a peacekeepers within the UN mission are supposed to protect the civilians. We are supposed to support the peace agreement that has been done. We should monitor, we should investigate any violations against human rights, and we should also report if we see violations on humanitarian or human rights. That is done in so many different ways. So sometimes it's hard to say that, yes, those people are protecting civilians, those people are implementing the peace agreement. But what you see is that every IPO that I have met down here are achieving and trying to implement the mandate, even if we cannot say by doing this, I'm doing this in the mandate. But everyone are working together towards the same goal.
Yeah. Do you know for how many years this UN mission been ongoing, particularly in South Sudan?
I don't want to say a year because they have been here for a long time, but there have also been conflicts. So more or less the entire mission has left and returned. But I'm uncertain if they actually shut the mission down. So I would prefer to not give you a year because we have had several, at least twice, where it has been really serious with new civil wars.
Yeah. And you've been there first for 1 year, but I understand that you still are there even though that 1 year has passed, because that's the normal time that Swedish police officer would be given. So, and you are on your second year,
Yes,
is that correct?
that is true.
Yes.
When I leave the mission, I will have fulfilled 2 years in the mission. And that has to do with my position in the mission. I was offered a position in a specialized police team, and they wanted me to stay due to my work within the team. And since mission supported this, a request was sent to Sweden, and Sweden decided to give me the possibility to stay for first 1.5 years and then for a second extension. So in total 2 years.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are needed at the place in the world that is most important to keep the peace for people. And also I understand that you are involved in some training and so on that we also will speak about later.
Yes.
Being in a country with a conflict that is more or less ongoing from time to time, who else are you working together with? Not the person, but where are the other police officers from? Only Sweden or other countries?
I think that we right now are 44 countries serving within UNMISS when I'm just thinking about UNPOLs, police officers. So
Yes.
I have colleagues from 44 different countries, or 43 because I'm from Sweden, but from 43 different countries, and I'm enjoying to meet every single one of them, even if the language barrier sometimes is difficult.
Yeah, but the official language you're using on daily basis would be English. Yes. So this is one of the challenges. You can see that it's not always that is that easy to communicate in English, even though the mission is supposed to be in English.
Yes, and everyone speaks English, so that is not a problem, but it's different dialects. It's different ways of how you have learned English. It's also cultural things that in one country this means something else. And time to times it can be a bit confusing.
Yes, yeah. For your own professional development, would you think that is something that you will bring home to Sweden from what your experiences that you done when these 2 years are over? Would it be something that you think that is good for you?
Yes, I have been the Swedish contingent commander during my time here. So, of course, I have had a lot of trainings in leading people in difficult situations, but mostly how to actually interact and understand other cultures, other religions. In Sweden, when you are in your, your comfort zone, it's so easy to just do what you always do. But here you need to think a bit more. And I think that has been very beneficial to do those reflections. And they are needed also back home. Even if our police community is not so integrated right now, we have a community in Sweden with a lot of different cultures. So that I will bring with home. And I have gained a lot of understanding.
Lovely, thank you. Well, we are speaking today with Solveig, who is a Swedish police officer on a UN mission in South Sudan. She talked about how she been sending in her application, the pre-training, and also the purpose of the mission and what she learned from it. So Policing TV and hashtag #SheIsIPA is happy to learn about that women and men can do a big difference in a UN mission around the world.